am so happy to be with you guys today. I know the last time that I did a presentation, I talked about psychological resiliency. So if you need information about COVID and coping skills and stuff, let me know. But today my topic is a little bit more different. It is about kind of more personally what I personally do. And what I'm going to talk about today is a lot of intimacy. I do a lot of different things. And so right here is a pamphlet here that I'm going to just go through and talk a little bit about and hopefully connect everything to you guys. So, like I said, my name's April, and what I focus on in my therapy is a lot of relationship, sex, intimacy, physical contact, vacation counseling, and a variety of different things, and emotional support animal. I also have, it says Kate Coyle Therapist, a private practice with a lot of other different therapists, because in therapy, I just want to make sure you guys know it is strictly confidential, okay? It's also that we cannot provide therapy to people we know. So a lot of people contact me and stuff, and so I have a group of therapists that I work with. And it's called Kate Coyle Therapist, and here is a brochure with information about what they do. We have a special person who does immigration counseling. We also have a special person who does, and that's immigration is Jessica. We have a special person who does sports therapy, like if you're involved in sports and you have kids and stuff. That's Kimberly. We have a lot of people that deal with addictions and family counseling and stuff. So that's one thing I do. The other thing that I do, it's not in here, but you guys will see a little brochure, is called vacation counseling. And vacation counseling, my partner does vacation rentals. He does Roland's Vacation, that's who my partner is. And he has over about 200 vacation rentals. So vacation counseling is an intimate couples retreat where you go into a vacation rental, you stay for a week or whatever, and counselors will come there and provide therapy. Okay, so it's pretty, and we provide not only just relationship therapy, but also how to have fun, how to communicate, and a variety of things. So that's one thing that I do. The other thing that I do also is Intimate Connections. It is a newsletter that I have that provides about different resources and therapy resources, and also resources on connection, so that's something else. The last two things are radio shows. So I have a radio show called Bringing Intimacy Back, and on the back of this card here has my stuff here. Bringing Intimacy Back is a radio show that is also on YouTube, and I have different experts, and one of you guys can be an expert in something, that come on the show and we talk about things. So besides, I know how podcasts, yes, it's a radio show and a podcast. Okay, and when we talk about intimacy, I know you guys all may think that I just talk about sex, but there's a variety of different types of intimacy. So if you have a business, or if you have something that you think, hey, this would be very good for me to do, and it's free. Right now I'm not charging anyone to come on my show. Like there's a financial intimacy, and that is helping couples talk about finances. Okay? My show is live every other Thursday at 3 o'clock. After the show is live, then it goes into podcast. Okay, so I'm always looking for people to come and talk about that. So, what are the other types of intimacy? Besides, I just mentioned financial intimacy, and of course there's sexual intimacy. Does anyone know any other types of? Spiritual intimacy, yes. And spiritual intimacy is dealing more with, of course, that higher power. I'm a very spiritual person, and that's really, I think it's important how you can connect with your higher power, not only talk to your higher power, but also listen. Yes, what are some other forms of intimacy? Conflict, yes. So in my couples counseling, I do provide a lot of resources on how to resolve conflicts. Because most couples argue about 80% about the same stuff. And sometimes you don't know how to get in that gridlock, you know? It's the gridlock process. So I teach that. So that's one thing that's very, very important. Any other types of intimacy that you guys can think of? There is emotional intimacy, of course, how to connect emotionally. Many people also have issues with parenting, okay? And parenting issues, in the sense of talking with your spouse, but also in the sense of connecting with your children. Okay, because when I talk about intimacy, I'm talking about that personal one-on-one connection. That's really, really important. Okay, on the back of this sheet here, I have a thing called Increase in Intimacy. So I'm providing you guys with 2 tips. Okay, for relationships, it's really important if you're married or if you're in a relationship, is to connect with your partner. So, and one of the main things, if you guys don't know, women see love as security. Okay, that's how we see love. Okay, our counterparts, for most of us, there's some people who are in relationship with women, and it's a different story. But for most of us who are in relationship with men, they see love as respect. Okay, it's a whole different thing. They see love as respect. And when we're talking about respect, respect can even mean such as many times they're driving and you're trying to give them directions and your voice goes higher and all that, and they just feel disrespected. So it's really important. This one on admiration and appreciation is talking about. Make sure you guys eat. Okay, go eat. I can talk forever. Okay. Yes. Make sure you, when you're in a car or you're talking with them, showing them respect, showing them appreciation. We have what I call it a sandwich thing. I also use what we call Gottman. Gottman is the #1 relationship therapy, and they call it a gentle starter. So when you're talking with your husband and you're wanting your husband or your partner to do something, start off with a sweet name, whether it's honey, babe. The other thing is sometimes touching them. Most of them have what we call 5 love languages. Touch is really important to them. Touching them on their head or whatever, hair, back, chest, and then saying, I feel such and such. Honey, I need such and such. That's really important. And then ending it with something sweet. Okay? That's much better than saying something, they're standing over there and saying, you need to do the dishes, you need to do that, yada, yada, yada. That's what causes a lot of conflict. So that's one thing. The second one in here is build a stress-reducing conversation. It's really important, even in the sense of when we talk about types of intimacy, emotional intimacy, is having a conversation with your partner about your day, about his day. Okay, that's really important, whether it's 2 to 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, that is critical. Okay, so now on the other side, you may see something and it says, my sexual tasting menu. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes, okay, all right. So I know we're talking about other types of intimacy, but this one is about sexual intimacy. Okay, 2 minutes. This is about sexual intimacy. One of the good things in the sense of talking with your partner, you can look at having a romantic intimacy as a meal. Okay, as a meal. It's really good to have this discussion with your partner. What's the ambience? What's the atmosphere like? What's the smell like? What's the texture? The appetizer? What kind of foreplay do you like? What kind of seductions? Entrees, is positions or pillow top, and then also dessert. You know, like some people like to sleep, some people like, a round 2. Okay? This is a good exercise that you can work with your husband about in the sense of your sexual preference. So, that's one thing. The last thing I also do is called Real Talk 239. Real Talk 239 is also on podcast, and it is about a local thing. And it's with other mental health professionals, and local members can come on, and we talk about topics that are in the news, or topics that are relevant to Cape Coral and stuff. We have one coming up, and there's information on there. All right. So, can anyone remember the name of my radio show? Yes?
Real talk.
No?
Bringing intimacy back.
Exactly. Bringing intimacy back. Yes. Okay, here, I'm giving out $25. All right, what is the name of the retreat that I do for couples?
Vacation.
Yeah, vacation counseling. Yes, someone said it, yes. All right, thank you guys so much for listening. If you need any information